So today marks day 77 of us living in Thailand, and I wholeheartedly believe that by now we would be experiencing the freedom, we would be experiencing the nervous system regulation, and we would just be experiencing the ease that Thailand has to offer. But if I'm being honest, we are far from that. And this is a video that I've known deep down inside that I need to make, but it's a lot to own up to and to actually admit because, I've traveled to Thailand, I've experienced the ease, the joy, the peace, and I feel silly now having expected that moving here would afford the same type of experience right away. And I think a big part of, outside of the logistics, which I'll get to, but a big part of this duality of grief and gratitude is that looking back, we walked away from a lot. We walked away from comfort. We had a beautiful 3-floor, 4-bed, 3-bath house, 2,000 square feet. Plenty of space for us to frolic, dilly-dally, have our own, me time on the 3rd floor while Darien's on the 1st floor doing his thing. We had that expansiveness. We both had our 6-figure jobs, so bringing in over $250,000 a year. And that was even something that was an answered prayer with Darien having been in grad school and working towards, that first 6-figure paying job and just seeing, experiencing the joy and almost like an elevated level of manhood where it's now I'm providing for real. And it was a finally era for us. And one of the biggest things that's been a challenge that I'm grieving is the connection with family and friends. And hitting pause, because that part is, it's no fault of theirs, but I've always said to people, I know for a fact that I have to pour from a full cup. And these past few weeks, months, it has taken everything from both myself and Darien to keep going, to just keep the ball rolling, to do the next thing that's needed in order for everything to fall into place. And by the time I get back home from work, I'm typically just man, I'm exhausted. All I have to give is my time and attention to Darien, shower. I'm still working through what my new normal routine looks like. But with us having to leverage our capacity for the day-to-day out here, that has led to less capacity for connecting with our parents. So my set of parents, Darien's set of parents, our sisters, our best friends. And I really, really miss my mom. We chat about this, but we miss just being able to call each other. I probably talked to my mom back when I was in the US at least once a day. There were some days where it'd be 2 p.m. I'd be I would have something on my mind and just call her. But now 2 p.m. here is 3 a.m. there, and the math isn't mathing. And so grieving the ability even just to take a quick flight up to DC, spend some time with my middle sister, or take a quick flight down to Atlanta, spend some time with my youngest sister and my parents and my family down there. That's just ain't no quick flight. So there's a lot of grief, and for anyone who knows me, I don't typically sit in sadness. I always, like, when I look at life, there's so much beauty. Woo! There's so much beauty. There's so much to do. There's so much, like, to be grateful for, to be optimistic about, to have hope for in the future. And so this is probably a flaw, but I don't harp on the bad. But in this season, I'm learning that in order to move forward, in order to experience the gratitude at the fullest extent, I also have to hold space for and sit in the grief as well. But I think with this grief, it's a bit different because it's not like, very few people can actually like thoroughly empathize, meaning like, I understand what you're going through. I've been through what you're going through, and I can hold space for that, and I can talk through things with you. Like, there are very few people, and thankfully I have several of them here in Thailand, but the typical people that I would, reach out to process and whatnot, I still do. Like, I still do talk with them about it, but it's just, there's only but so much that they can really offer up, because it's we're doing something real crazy, and that's just the nature of the beast. So yeah, it has been what have I been saying? I've been saying it's been a very uncomfortable but beautiful challenge these past 77 days. And yeah, I think one of the things that I've had to remind myself of is that growth and comfort do not coexist. And Darien and I just got back from Chiang Mai. We did 5 days, 4 nights out there. Like, we have been on go since January of this year. Ever since I've been interviewing, got the offer, all that. And we did take a break. We did go to Koh Samui when we first came here in May, but we still had so much that needed to get done in order for things to land the way they needed to once we got to Bangkok. So this was our first time, like, actually breathing, like actually having the time and space to just be. And during that time, we spent a lot of our, breakfast, dinner, really just being honest with each other and having the heart-to-heart conversation around what this move has meant and what we are grappling with day to day, and also what we have hope and faith for God to reveal next. And with that, I think there are definitely days where both of us question whether we made the right decision with moving out here, which is okay. Like, this is part of the process. The reality is that we have been experiencing culture shock. We have been essentially pivoting from having this expansive, comfortable lifestyle with flexibility. Let me also add that at my last company, we had discretionary time off. So Brienne used her discretion. Thank you, Lord, for giving me discretion and discernment, because she definitely was taking, like, last year I took 3 weeks off to go to Bali in April. I took another 3 weeks off to go to Europe for Euro Summer. And then I took another 3 weeks off to go to Thailand. And that's not to mention, the quick trips in between, going up to DC, going down to Atlanta, going out to Cali to see one of my best friends, going up to New York. Like, we were flexible. We had a very flexible lifestyle. So to go from that and also living at home to now going in office 3 days, which I'm actually growing to appreciate. Like, honestly, truly, it's making me miss the first years I had at Microsoft, where, we were in office, collaborating, engaging with people face to face and all that jazz. Not the point of this video. But there's just a lot shifting. And there are days when I'm like, we were so comfortable. Like, we were living some people's dream life, remote work, multi-six figures coming in, flexibility to, travel the world. proximity to family. Like, those were all things that we let go. And there are days where, you know, the longing and the desire for that are greater than the gratitude for the reality now. But on the flip side, most of our days are spent in awe of what God's plan truly is for us, and how we are, like, to say that we are living in answered prayers is an understatement. And to be able to look out, like my view right now, concrete jungle of just skyscrapers and color, vibrancy, billboards, sun just rose about an hour ago, like the food, the culture, the people, the kindest people. Like, as a concept, Thai people are so kind. The accessibility, the just like the day-to-day, wow. It is the ability to just go to Chiang Mai, an hour away from here. Literally, to be here in Bangkok, fly an hour away, and be in one of the most pristine, magical, peaceful, just like, it's like a big hug. It's like a big hug from God. Like, just sitting in his creation. I'm over here stuttering because I'm like, the joys, like to go an hour, be in Koh Samui. There's just so much beauty here. There's so much opportunity here. But most importantly, one thing that we talked through this weekend was just how much we are experiencing and witnessing exponential personal growth, where this move and all of the things that could go wrong, did go right. We thought we were doing something right, but we had to go to a different branch in the bank. Like, all of these things of like the puzzle pieces needing to fit where they need to, and sometimes they don't actually fit where they're supposed to, has required me personally to give myself a level of grace that I have never had to give myself before. I can be very hard on myself. My friends will say like, "Oh, Bree, you run a real strict program," and I do. Like, I know what I need to do from a regimented perspective, from an accountability perspective. But sometimes, especially when you are in new seasons, new places, new companies, like, there's just a new way of life. Like, sometimes, no matter how much you plan and no matter how much you try to like control what's in front of you, things do not work out as expected. So the best way that you can show yourself love and care is to give yourself grace. And that grace that I've had to give myself, and even honestly, like the grace that I have had to give Darien, with him now in this new identity, going from being the one paying for all of our bills, going from being the one taking me out on dates every single week, going from the one being like, oh yeah, you want to go do da-da-da, like, here's, you know, just, it's not just about the finances, but for him, it's also like, who am I now? Like, what is my purpose? What am I working towards? There's a huge identity shift that he's experiencing. So how am I giving him grace in that, while also knowing that, like, I still need him as my man? And so the grace I've had to give myself, the grace I've had to give Darien, but also the grace I've had to give people that I experience day to day. Like the Grab driver who may have misunderstood me, or maybe he made a wrong turn and now I'm, you know, not getting to work at the time that I thought I would. Or the lady who's making my order, at the amount of times I've ordered something at a restaurant out here and been like, yeah, this is not what I ordered. Like, you just learn to give grace and be like, okay, language barrier, like, she probably thought I said chicken, but I said beef, and we just move on. And so for me, that's been a big area of growth, is just the grace that I am giving myself and others. It's also not taking life too seriously. I thought I didn't take life too seriously, but after being out here, it's like you literally can only control what you can control, and everything else, like, you let it fall into place. Of course, you're planful, you have vision, you set goals, all that, But yeah, the reality that living in an answered prayer does not absolve you of grief is living in an answered prayer does not absolve you of grief. And it's important for anyone who may be considering a big move like this, it's important to have that, like, write that down, because maybe there are some people who, you know, can up and leave and have no sense of sadness or sorrow for like what they left behind. But as for me and my house, we had it really good, but I know that it's only going to get better, knowing that we are living in alignment with God's plan, knowing that we have surrendered and we have been obedient, which is a whole nother conversation. Glow she posted a video a couple days ago, and something she mentioned really stood out to me. She said that surrender actually feels like spiritual warfare. And part of when I mentioned earlier, like at the end of the day, just feeling like so exhausted, this has been a surrender of a lot of things. Like this move has been a major surrender. And the spiritual warfare almost on a daily basis, whether it's in my marriage, whether it is, daily basis my marriage, no, but it has shown up there, whether it is at work, whether it is in my own self-identity, whether it is the bigger picture of like the enemy just sometimes just be planting like silliness in my head about like regret and doubt and fear. And I'm like, we're here just going. By the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? Let me sit down and read my little book. But yeah, it is, I'm excited. Like through it all, I'm excited to see what God has in store for us. I'm excited to see what he does in us. Continues to do in us. I'm excited to see what he continues to do through us. I'm excited to see what he does for us. And yeah, it's been a minute since I've done one of these face-to-camera videos. I have a newfound, like, I feel like I'm getting my fire back, which is exciting. It's been a crazy past few months, weeks, and maybe I'll share a bit more around like many of the logistical things, but yeah, those will come in future videos. I'm getting the itch. I'm getting the itch to share more. Partially because I need to, like, this has actually been very therapeutic just to get this out and to be reminded that my faith grows when I am in seasons of uncertainty, when I am navigating moments of things not working out as planned, when I had a vision that like, oh, this is how XYZ is gonna look and feel because of past experiences, but you thought. Like, this is when I literally have nothing to lean on but faith, hope, and my man. But yes, more videos like this to come. If y'all have any questions about, like, specific questions about the move or about considerations, I feel like we planned everything we thought we could plan, and it's still, like, there are certain elements of this move that nothing could have prepared us for. But if y'all do have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Let me know in the comments. And we're gonna get back to doing this daily. And I did chat through this with Darien. Like, part of one of my moments of clarity that I had while we were in Chiang Mai is that I need to switch up my routine a bit. So usually I work out in the mornings, but we're gonna do these videos like, I have to leave the house in about 50 minutes I'm still saying house because that was our reality for 6 years. I'm leaving the condo in about 50 minutes. And so 8:30 is when I have to be out the house, condo. So we're gonna be filming in the mornings. Once I get ready for work and, you know, have everything laid out, ready to go, I'm going to film. I'm going to share with you all. You all are going to get the best of me after I have my quiet time with God and I do my journaling. And yeah, the soul care in the morning is so essential. Whole different story, whole different conversation, Brandon. Anywho, we're gonna be recording every single morning, and that's on period. And I look forward to sharing more of this journey with you all. And I look forward to just the people's hearts and minds and souls that will be touched in me sharing both the testimony, the good, the bad, the ugly, the raw, the polished, because of course you're gonna get some polished vlogs here and there. But anyways, without further ado, y'all have a blessed day, evening, morning, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you tomorrow.